Greetings! Mandatory79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Tier Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. Here we are on the main menu, going to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Dragon Empires, Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon, Nirvana, D-BT04. And first off, I'm going to be using this Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon D-BT03 deck as the base of the deck I'm going to build. Alright, let's begin. Going to edit deck. Here we are. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building in today's deck profile video is a Dragon Empires, Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon, Nirvana deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT04. Alright, so first up, let's go to filter settings, selecting pack, show only cards available in D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT02, A Brush of the Legends, D-BT03, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT04, Awakening of Chakrabarthi, Festival Collection 2021, and Promo Pack 1, apply filter. Here we are. So first, let's start off with the Great 4 lineup. For the Great 4s in this deck, we're playing the Great 4, Virina Esperaridia, skills, first skill, continuous, Overdress, Trickstar, second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if it Overdress, put all the Trickstars and cards of the Overdress ability from your drop zone to this unit's original dress. And third skill, auto, as a rear guard, once per turn, when your Vanguard attacks, Soul Blast 1, stand this unit, and it gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn for each of this unit's original dress. So for Esperidia, it's one of the Overdress units meant to be played with your Nirvana deck. Its second skill, just by overdressing to the rear guard, you can take every Trickstar and Overdress card in your drop zone to move this unit's original dress. So for the second skill, it's more or less a good way to combo the third skill, which is when your Vanguard attacks by paying a Soul Blast of 1, you can restand your rearguard Esperidia, giving it 5,000 power for every original dress. So for this third skill, it's a good way to not only get an additional attack, but to make the extra attack much more powerful, which works well with the second skill, which will stack more power into your Esperidia to make it easier to pressure or finish off your opponent with. So for Virina Esperidia, we're going to be playing 3 in this deck. Okay, next up, the Great 4, Chakrabarthi True Dragon, Maha Nirvana. Skills, first skill, continuous as a Vanguard. During your turn, if you have a unit of the Overdress state, all of your front row units gets plus 10,000 power. Second skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, Counterblast 1. Put a card with Nirvana in its card name from your hand or soul into the drop. If the cost from hate, choose a Great 0 from your drop zone. Call to rearguard circle. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards. If your opponent's damage zone has 4 or less cards, deal 1 damage. So for Maha Nirvana, it's the main Great 4 around this deck. Its first skill, as long as there's an Overdress unit on your field, your entire front row, both Vanguard and rearguard included, will get plus 10,000 power. And the second skill, by paying the cost of Counterblasting 1 and Soul Blasting or discarding a Nirvana card from your hand or soul, you'll be able to Superior Call any Great 0 from your rearguard, then damage your opponent with 1 damage, as long as they've got 4 or less cards in the damage zone. So for the second skill, it's a good way to not only secure a Trickstar to your rearguard, but to also increase the amount of damage your opponent has to make it easier to pressure and finish them off with. So for Chakrabarthi True the Dragon, Maha Nirvana, we're going to be playing 4 of this card. Okay. Next up, the Grade 3 lineup. For the Great Justice deck, we're playing Ride deck, Grade 3, Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon, Nirvana, skills, for skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, discard a card from your hand. If the cost from hate, choose a Grade 0 from your drop zone and call to rearguard circle. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks, Counterblast 1. If the cost from hate, this unit and all of your units' Overdress ability get plus 10,000 power. So for Nirvana, it's the main Grade 3 around this deck. Its first skill, simply by discarding a card from your hand, you can Superior Call any Grade 0 from your drop zone to call to the rearguard circle. So for this first skill, it's a good way to secure a Trickstar into your rearguard to Overdress with later on. And the second skill, auto as Vanguard. When attacking, Counterblast 1. All your units of Overdress and your Vanguard get plus 10,000 power. So For the second skill, it's a good way to increase your overall front row power to make it easier to pressure and finish off your opponent with. So for Chakrabarthi, Divine Dragon, Nirvana, we're going to be playing, we got 4 on the deck, 1 the right deck, keeping it that way. Next up, the grade 3, Virina Expecta, skills for skill, continuous, overdress, unit in the overdress state, second skill, continuous as a rear guard. This unit gets the original power of all of its original dress, active on opponent's turn 2. And third skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if this unit is in the overdress state, counterblast 1. If they cause him hate, this unit gets plus 15,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of battle. At the end of the battle, put all of this unit's original dress into your drop zone. Overdress state stand ends if there is no original dress. So for Expecta, it's one of the overdress units meant to be played of your Nirvana deck. Its second skill, it inherits all the power of all of its original dress and active on opponent's turn 2. So this second skill is a good way to increase the base power of your Virina Expecta to make it a much very powerful attacker or very long-lasting rear guard during your opponent's turn as well. And the third skill, just by attacking a grade 3 or higher Vanguard while overdress, by paying a counterblast of 1, you'll be able to give 15,000 power and plus 1 critical to your attacking Expecta at the cost of losing all the original dress at the end of battle. So for this third skill, it's a double-edged sword, lets you have a higher chance of finishing off your opponent with the increased power and critical. So for Virina Expecta, we got 3 in the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the grade 3, Virina Valiente, skills for skill, overdress, trickstar, or a grade 3 or less unit in the overdress state. Second skill, continuous as a rear guard. This unit gets plus 5,000 power for each of this unit's original dress. Third skill, auto as a rear guard. Once per turn, when the attack of this unit in the overdress state hits, counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand. If the cost and pay, stand this unit. So for Valiente, it's another overdress unit meant to be played in your Nirvana decks. Its second skill, it gets plus 5,000 power for every overdress's original dress. So for this second skill, Valiente will be it'll increase base power of Valiente to make it easier to land its attack with. And the third skill, by landing a successful attack while in overdress on either an opponent's Vanguard or rear guard, by paying a cost, you can restand Valiente for another attack. So this third skill is to increase the number of attacks you can make, especially with Valiente, to increase the chances of pressuring or finishing off your opponent with. So for Valiente, we're playing 3 in the deck. There we go. And now next up, the grade 3. The grade 3, normal order, Prayer of Resonating Wishes. Skill order, play with a counterblast of 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and until end of turn, it gets auto as a Vanguard. When your rear guard is placed, if it is an overdress, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Prayer of Resonating Wishes is a support card for your Nirvana decks. Its skill, just by paying the cost, you'll give your Vanguard a skill, which is every time you place an overdress card on your rear guard, not only can you draw a card, but you get to add power to your Vanguard. And the best part is, this order skill is stackable. So as long as you've got multiple overdresses to call to your rear guard, you can keep drawing cards and to also stack up power to your Vanguard, making a very powerful card to not only increase your resources with the extra draws, but to also increase the chances of pressuring or finishing off your opponent with the increased power in your Vanguard. So for Prayer of Resonating Wishes, we're playing 2 of this. Oh, hold on, we got the maximum number. Hold on, let me just try to reduce the number of cards. Here we go. So for Prayer of Resonating Wishes, we're going to be playing 2 in the deck, playing 2. There we go. And now for the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 2 to this deck, we're playing right deck, grade 2, Blaze Maiden Ryu, skills for skill, auto. When this unit is ridden upon by Chakrabarthi, Divine Dragon, Nirvana, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost been paid, search your deck for up to 1 Virina, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Second skill, continuous as a Vanguard or rear guard. During the battle this unit attacked, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. So for Ryu, she's the main grade 2 to ride in this deck. Her first skill, just by riding Nirvana on top of her, by paying the cost, you can add a Virina from your deck to your hand. So this first skill is a good way to secure a Virina to overdress with later. And the second skill, when attacking, your Vanguard or rear guard Ryu gets plus 2,000 power. So this second skill makes Ryu a 12,000 point attacker from your front row. So for Ryu, we got 1 the right deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the grade 2, Virina, skills for skill, overdress, trickstar, continuous. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit in the Overdress state attacks the Vanguard, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. Then Soul Blast 2, if the cost from hate, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So for Virena, it's one of the Overdress cards to play in your Nirvana deck. Its skill just by attacking the opponent's Vanguard while in Overdress. Not only does it get plus 10,000 power, by paying a cost, you can also retire an opponent's rear guard. So for Virena, it's a good way to not only have a powerful rear guard to attack with, but to also have a chance to wipe out your opponent's rear guards with its skill. So for Virena, we got 2 in the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the Grade 2 Virena Arcs. Skill, first skill, continuous, Overdress, Trickstar, second skill, auto. When this unit is placed in the rear guard circle, if it overdresses, counterblast 1. If the cost from hate, draw 2 cards, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Arcs, it's another Overdress unit to play in your Nirvana deck. Its skill, just by overdressing to the rear guard, by paying the cost, you get to draw 2 cards and add power to the Arcs that activated the skill. So with this skill, it's a good way to not only restock your hand with more cards to use, but to also make Virena Arcs a 15,000 point attacker from the front row. So for Virena Arcs, we got 4 on the deck, taking 1 out, we're playing 3. Next up, the Grade 2 Virena Urger. We're not going to play this card anymore, so taking it out. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s of this deck, we're playing Ride Deck, Grade 1, Bladesmith and Reno. Skills for skill, auto. When this unit is ridden upon by Bladesmith and Ryu, search your deck for up to 1 Trickstar, call to rear guard, and shuffle your deck. Second skill, continuous as a Vanguard or rear guard. During the battle this unit attacked, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. So for Reno, it's the main Grade 1 to run this deck. Her first skill, just by riding Ryu on top of her, you secure yourself a Trickstar into your rear guard to overdress with or to simply boost from the back row with. And the second skill, your Vanguard or rear guard Reno, when attacking, will get a 2,000 power boost, making her a 10,000 point attacker for the front row. So for Reno, we got 1 the right deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the Grade 1, Twin Buckler Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Its skills are, first skill, continuous, Sentinel, second skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units. It cannot be handled until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Twin Buckler Dragon, it's a perfect guard for the Dragon Empire Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discard a card from your hand, you can block 1 enemy attack, but it also features an ability unique to all these standard format perfect guards. When used to guard with while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Twin Buckler a no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. So for Twin Buckler Dragon, we got 4 on the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the Grade 1 Stealth Dragon, Togashirashi. We're not going to play this anymore, taking it out. The Grade 1 Blaze Maiden Shimena, not going to play anymore, taking it out. The Grade 0, now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0's deck, for the Grade 0s of this deck, we're playing the Grade 0 Trickstar, skill, continuous as a rear guard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. So for Trickstar, it's one of the main Grade 0s to play in this deck. Its own skill more or less makes it a pseudo-resist ability and protected from being targeted by opponent's card effects. So as long as Trickstar is in your rear guard, it cannot be targeted by skills like perhaps retiring, binding, return to hand or deck, or locking or imprisoning. So for Trickstar, we got 4 in the deck, putting 1 the right deck, okay? Next up, the Grade 0 Sunrise Egg. Not gonna play this anymore, taking it out. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers of this deck, we're playing the Grade 0 Blaze Maiden Zone, critical trigger. We got 4 in the deck, leaving it that way. The Grade 0 Burning Flail Dragon, critical trigger. Its skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put it into your soul. Choose one of your opponent's your own units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. So for Burning Flail Dragon, it's one of the more powerful critical triggers to play in your Dragon Empire decks. Its skill, after boosting an attack, regardless of hits or not, as long as you don't mind giving up Burning Flail from your rear guard to your soul, then you can give one of your units in your field, either your Vanguard or rear guard, plus 2,000 power. So for Burning Flail Dragon, it's not only a good way to restock your soul for later Soul Blast, but to also give your remaining attackers a little extra power to work with. For Burning Flail Dragon, we got 4 in the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the Grade 0 Blaze Maiden Parama, front trigger. We're not going to be playing this card anymore, taking it out and replacing it with the Grade 0 Flare Bell Dragon, draw trigger, skill, continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit plus 5,000 shield. So for Flare Bell Dragon, it's a powerful draw trigger to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks. Its skill, when used to guard with, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets plus 5,000 shield, thus making Flare Bell Dragon a 10,000 point shield all on its own. So for Flare Bell Dragon, we're putting 3 in the deck. Okay, next up, the Grade 0. Blaze Nirvana, heal trigger. We got 4 in the deck, leaving it that way. And finally, the Grade 0. Dragon Deity King of Resurgence, Drag Vita, over trigger, skill, trigger, additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and restand it. So for Drag Vita, it's the over trigger for the Dragon Empire Nation, and like any other over trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When revealed during a drive check or damage check, you get to give one of your units 100 million power and draw a card, but it also features a skill unique to it alone. When revealed during a drive check in your turn, you can restand your Vanguard. So for Drag Vita, its trigger skill is a good way to not only get another attack, but to increase the chances of getting a trigger or to simply restock your hand. Overall, the second attack from your Vanguard can either increase your resources or make it easier to finish off your opponent with. So for Drag Vita, we got 1 in the deck, okay, leaving it that way. And now the deck has been built, so let's just save the deck. Override deck being built. Yes. Alright, for the cards in this deck, we're playing 3 Grade 4 Virina Esperidia, 4 Grade 4 Chakrabarthi True Dragon Maha Nirvana, 4 Grade 3 Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon Nirvana, 3 Grade 3 Virina Valiente, 3 Grade 3 Virina Expecta, 2 Grade 3 Prayer of Resonating Wishes, 1 Grade 2 Blazeman and Ryu, 2 Grade 2 Virina, 3 Grade 2 Virina Arcs, 1 Grade 1 Blazeman and Reno, 4 Grade 1 Twin Buckler Dragon, 4 Grade 0 Trickstar. And now for the trigger line of this deck. The triggers for playing this deck is 8 critical triggers, 3 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, and 1 over trigger, Drag Vita. Alright, the deck's been built, card effects explained. Now let's get on testing up the deck. So leaving the edit deck menu, return to main menu, and go into fight menu, CPU fight. Selecting the deck I just built, the Nirvana D-BT04 deck. Alright, selecting deck and now choosing my opponent. Okay, who's a good opponent to test the deck out on? Okay, I guess I'll test it out on Mirai Mine, normal difficulty. Alright, the battle begins. Let's get started. Alright, we're deciding who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock to rock, one more time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors to paper, I win, going first. Alright. Here's our starting hands. Okay, I got a over trigger, Virina Valiente, a heal trigger, a Prayer of Resonating Wishes, and Virina Arcs. Alright, I definitely have to send back the over trigger. I should hold on to Arcs to use its Overdress skill with, and I should send back my heal trigger, so I guess I'll hold on to Arcs and the order card, sending Valiente back as well. These 3 back to the deck, redraw. 2 perfect guards and a Maha Nirvana, not bad. Alright. Stand and draw. Okay. I ride for my right deck, Blazeman and Reno. For the right deck cost, let's see. I guess I'll hold on to the perfect guards and the Grade 4 and the Overdress unit, as well as the order card, so I'll just discard my Trickstar from hand. Ride, Reno, and that's the end of my turn. Now my opponent's turn. She's going to ride the Grade 1 Namor skill for starting unit, she draws a card. Skill of the Great One, she adds an order card, she adds the shield Shawanbu, okay? And now she's calling and calling, okay? Vanguard to Vanguard, 17k, alright. No guard, let it hit. She drive checks a. No trigger, another shield, safe. And here comes one damage, ow. Damage check. No trigger, alright. And here comes one more attack. No guard, take the hit. And here comes the damage, ow. Damage check. No trigger, okay. And now it's my turn, I draw. Okay. I ride for my right deck, Blazeman and Ryu. And okay, what should I discard? Gotta hold on to the Overdress unit and the 2 perfect guards and the Great 4. And I gotta hold on the order card as well, so I guess I'll just ditch the Nirvana Great 3 in my hand to ride Ryu. And now Reno's skill, I Superior Call Trickstar from my deck. Superior Call, Trickstar to the rear guard. And now, from my hand, I Overdress Virina Arcs on top of Trickstar. And now Arcs' Overdress skill, I Counterblast 1. And draw 2 cards. Alright, not bad. That should be enough, go into battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 12k. The attack goes through, drive check. Yes, heal trigger, just what I needed. I heal 1 point of damage, power to Arcs. Power added. And here it comes, 1 damage. To my opponent, it's no trigger, safe, alright. And now Arcs attacks the Vanguard, 25k. The attack goes through, and slash, 1 more damage. It damage check. Yeah, critical trigger, she wasted a trigger. And trigger effects wasted, so that's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here it comes, she's riding the Great 2. Halabadra, skill Halabadra, she adds an order card back to hand, okay. She calls the Rumbling Sheer Dragon, okay. Vanguard to Vanguard, 19k. The others have 9k and 8k, they cannot land any attacks without triggers, so I'll take a chance. I'll let the attack go through, no guard. She drive checks a. Heal trigger, come on! She heals and gives power to the Great One on the right, okay. Ow! Damage check. Yes, critical trigger! I give all effects to my Vanguard. Effects added. And now, attacking the rear guard. Not gonna let it happen, gotta hold on to my Overdress card, so I'm discarding a heal trigger. The one I revealed my previous turn to guard it with. 25k total. The attack is blocked. Okay, safe. And now it's my turn. I stand and draw. Okay. I ride for my right deck, Chakrabarthi, Divine Dragon, Nirvana. For the right deck cost, let's see. Okay, my Great 2 lets me add a Virina from my deck to my hand. I got 1 more on the deck, so I guess I can afford to ditch the 1 Virina I have in my hand to search later. I discard Virina to ride Nirvana. Riding Nirvana, Ryu skill. Search my deck, I Soul Blast 1. And search my deck for Virina, add to hand. There we go. Next up, I activate Nirvana skill. I discard 1 card. I gotta hold on to the Perfect Guards and the Great 4 and the Overdress cards, the order card as well, so I'll discard the critical trigger to Superior Call from my drop zone, a Trickstar. Calling Trickstar over here. Now I activate the order card, Prayer of Resonating Wishes. I Counterblast 1 and give my Vanguard skill. Next up, I Overdress Virina onto Trickstar over here. Skill of the order card, I draw a card and give my Vanguard plus 5,000 power. I drew a Arcs, not bad. Next up, I Overdress Virina Valiente on arcs. Overdress activated. And one more time, the order skill, I draw and add power. A draw trigger, not too bad. Alright, that should be enough. So let's begin the battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. Skill activated, I counterblast 1. And add 10,000 power to my front row. She doesn't guard, alright. Twin drive, first check. Yes, draw trigger. I give all effects to... Alright, I'll give them to... my Valiente. And second check. Yeah, heal trigger. I heal 1 point of damage and give power to... Virina. There we go. Power added and 1 damage to my opponent. Here it comes, raining down the fire, and boom! My opponent's damage check, she gets a... critical trigger, this timing! She gives power and critical to her Vanguard, okay. Not good. Alright, Virina attacks the Vanguard. Skill activated, let's see. Hold on, let me check. The Great Force skill requires I pay a counterblast, okay, and Soul Blast, so... Alright, I'm gonna activate Virina's skill, I Soul Blast 2. Soul Blasting the 2 cards in my soul to retire an opponent's rear guard. I retire, let's see. I'm retiring Rumbling Spear Dragon, 40k to the Vanguard. No guard, okay. And boom, 1 more damage, damage check. No trigger, safe. And now Valiente attacks the Vanguard. The attack goes through, nice, and slash. 1 more damage, damage check. No trigger, alright, safe. And that's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. She rides the Grade 3, Boss Sarga. And now she's equipping the arms card, the spear, okay. Spear skill, she can equip another arms. She's equipped her Vanguard skill. Soul charging, calling a rear guard, and equip the shield, okay. Here comes Varsarga's skill, she's retiring my front row, adding power and critical, not good for me. Going straight to battle, only using the Vanguard, okay. 36,000 power, 2 criticals. Okay, I need some counterblast to work with, so I'll let the attack go through. No guard. Here comes Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, spear, and second check. No trigger, okay. Sword. Here comes 2 damage. And here comes the flames, pierce, and 2 damage. First, heal trigger. Of all the timing, trigger wasted. Okay, and second check. No trigger, perfect guard, not good. Okay, it's the end of my opponent's turn, so it's my turn. I stand and draw. I ride Chakrabarthi True Dragon, Maha Nirvana. There we go. And next up, I activate Nirvana's skill. I counterblast 1 and a special Soul Blast Nirvana. I Superior Call a Grade 0 from my drop zone. I Superior Call Trickstar to the rear guard and deal 1 damage to my opponent. No, not a critical trigger. Come on, at this timing. Alright, I Overdress Virina arcs onto Trickstar. Skill, counterblast 1. I draw 2 cards, drawing a... Alright, I got a Virina Expecta and a Nirvana. Okay, not bad. Then next up, I'm going to... What should I use? What should I use? This is a tough choice. Should I Overdress Valiente or Expecta to the rear guard? Okay, I'm going to Overdress Virina Expecta to the rear guard. Overdress. Skills activated. And I call Virina Valiente to the rear guard. call. Power added. Okay, I think that should be enough. So, going to battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 23k. She activates her skilled shield at plus 10,000 power. 33. She guards with critical, so 2 to pass. Twin drive first check, Maher Nirvana, and second check. Yes, heal trigger. Cannot heal, but I'll give all effects to Virina Valiente. Third check, Nirvana, not bad. And so the attack is blocked. And now Virina Expecta attacks the Vanguard. 38k, perfect guard, not good. Here it comes. Okay. Attack blocked. And now Virina Valiente attacks the Vanguard. 33k. She perfect guards again, not good. Discarding a sword, alright. Then attack blocked. So that's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. She's going to equip another skill and superior call. Alright, got a full field. And now here comes her Vanguard skill again. She's retiring my front row, adding critical to her Vanguard. Not good for me. And calling her rear guard skill, she adds a order card back to hand. Alright, rear guard to Vanguard. I need some counter blast to work with, so I'll let the rear guard attack. Adding more power, okay. I'll let this rear guard go through, no guard. And ow, damage check. Critical trigger. All effects to Vanguard. Here it comes. And now Vanguard to Vanguard. 36 power in total, alright. I gotta block it, perfect guard. And for the perfect guard cost, what should I discard? I got a bunch of triggers and Nirvanas, okay. I definitely have to hold on to the grade 4 and maybe the grade 3, so these other triggers let me guard the opponent with, so I'll just ditch one of the draw triggers for the cost. Perfect guard. She twin drives. No, not a heal trigger, come on! Adding power to the rear guard, and second check. No trigger, okay. Attack blocked. And now, so it's the rear guard attacks the Vanguard. 31. Let it through, no guard. And ow, 1 damage. Damage check. No, not a Desperate. I needed that card. Alright, it's my turn. I stand and draw. Ah, over trigger, come on! I should have blocked the attack. Whatever, I'm riding Maha Nirvana. Skill of Maha Nirvana, I'm going to counterblast 1 and discard. Let's see. Okay, I don't have anything else to go with, so I guess I'll just a special Soul Blast Nirvana from my soul. Here it comes. I'm going to Superior Call Trickstar from the drop zone and deal 1 damage to my opponent. No trigger, safe, okay. Then next up, I call Nirvana and Nirvana to the rear guard. Okay, that should be enough. Going to battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 13k. Shield skill, she adds power to the Vanguard, okay. Perfect guard, not good. She discards a grade 2, alright. Triple drive, first check. Oh, now an Overdress comes. Okay, second check. Yes, critical trigger. I give, let's see, all effects to Nirvana on the left. Effects added, okay. And third check, come on, something good. Arcs, not bad. Alright. Attack blocked. And now boosted by Trickstar, Nirvana attacks the Vanguard. 28k. Yes, the attack goes through. And boom! 1 damage. Damage check. Critical trigger, alright. Trigger effects wasted. Cannot heal. And so 6 damage, I win! Okay, that was a pretty okay match. I didn't get the chance to use Esperadia, but I got to use the Grade 4 Nirvana, so not too bad. I got win, double trigger, 4 heal triggers, attack 40,000 more power, perfect guarded, 8 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 more opposing units, and drew 3 or more times in 1 turn, and got 3250 BP, 6375 BP, press A to go next, leaving the fight, return to fight menu. Okay, leaving fight menu, return to main menu, back to main menu to edit deck menu, and alright, so the deck has been built, card effects explained, and I just finished testing out the deck in front of you, and with that, that's all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel, and with that I say goodbye and see you all soon!